this time I'm going to go over just some simple instrument care things to be looking for and checking. And I recommend doing this every single time you change a string. You should be changing your strings about every 2 months. For some of you who play even more than that, right, you're going to want to change it maybe every month. But that it's going to start making you bleed some money when you're dropping, 10, $15 every month for strings. But anyways, every time you change your strings, you should be going around checking the different pieces of your instrument. I don't know if you can tell, but as I rotate it, some of these screws actually aren't all the way tightened. So I'm going to be tightening those. I'm also going to be checking my other parts of my instrument, make sure all of these little screws are tight. I'm going to be checking these. I'm going to be checking my strap screws right in there, make sure that they're nice and tight. Checking things up in here as well. So let's go ahead, since this is the first thing I notice, these guys are very loose. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down really good. Things to check. You can check screws on your pickup. Make sure they're nice and tight. You also want to be careful about adjusting your pickup height. You want your screws to be tight on these, but you don't want to actually alter the height that the pickups sit at. So right here, the pickups are exactly where I want them to be, so I'm not going to be changing that too much. I'm going to go through, check these guys. Oop, yep, loose, loose, a little loose. Right, so my assumption is nobody's ever checked these bits on this instrument before, and that's why everything is a little loose, right? So in this case, we're getting it done now, getting everything tight. Right there, that was a little loose. I also have this tool. Check this real quick. Boom, that was even loose. There we go. Now that's tight. You can go back here. Screwdriver. Check this one. That one's tight. That one was looser. Right over here, we got a screw on this guy. That one was tight. And then there's screws on the back here. And I'll tighten these in a second as well. So those are all the things that I typically go through, and I check every single string change to make sure that my instrument isn't going to fall apart on me in the middle of a gig or in the middle of a practice. And on top of that, it makes sense to just check things, just because, let's say later on, something falls off of it, right? Maybe your instrument can still play or whatnot, but now you run the risk of losing a screw or losing a nut or whatever it is, and why run that risk? So I hope you guys get some information from this video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.